talk before I get into this TMZ video? I just gotta say that shit with Lonnie and True Essence was hysterical. And damn D's drop. True Essence was running scared shit. And I think that's because she really doesn't want to deal with women because women don't give her the same kind of attention men do. It's different. So I think Damn D hit it on the head. She's a thought. Even in her real life, she's got a man who's a member of I don't know what she said, Bloods or Crips, I don't remember. But she's ready to be with Kwame Brown whenever he says so. If Kwame Brown goes to her, he's a fool. She's looking to get something on him. When Damn D was doing his year-end voting thing, as soon as I saw True Essence's name up there of who might become the next detractor, I knew I had to vote for her. I'd seen too much shit at that point. But she thinks she's slick. She wants Kwame Brown to put out her diss track. Now, she's already said to Kevlo, the mayor, oh, put it to the clubs out there. Take it to the clubs out there. She's going to want Kwame Brown to give her diss track to anyone in show business that he can to try to get her out there. She's a fucking bitch. I don't know why so many people feel like Kwame Brown owes them something. Why? Because he's got millions and everybody else don't? He doesn't owe anyone anything. Maybe his kids' mothers, his kids, things like that. Yeah, maybe. But someone like True Essence, get the no. And she's not going to stop because she's getting attention. Well, I was a star before, so I know what it's like. Who the hell said you were a star right now? She's a fool and everyone's enjoying the crap she's doing because she's making herself look like a fool. She thinks she's making all these guys look like fools. No, she's making herself look pathetic and whiny. Eh. Anyway, she's so afraid of Lonnie, of talking to her. Lonnie the Pooh! I still don't get how calling someone Winnie the Pooh is an insult. I don't understand how you're calling Biz 101 Buzz Lightyear, and that's an insult. I don't get this. I don't get it. Winnie the Pooh is a beloved character. So is Buzz Lightyear. So she's not just a silly bitch, she's a dopey bitch. Anyway, the thumbnail to this video showed Taylor Swift on it. Now, there have been leaked there's been leaked footage or pictures where it shows Taylor Swift may have been at one of Diddy's freak offs. I've heard talk about how that whole Kanye West thing coming up on stage, Beyonce, this and that was all staged in order to boost Taylor Swift's career. Which I don't know why she'd need a boost. If she's at that award show and she might be getting an award, her career must be doing pretty good. But they made Beyonce look like the benevolent queen. The fuck out of here. But yeah, that could have been like a quid pro quo. She went to the freaks off. She let Diddy do whatever she wanted, whatever he wanted to do to her, and she got a bigger booming career out of it. It could be, but let's check it out.
Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So there is a war that has erupted between Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. It involves swastikas. It involves
Swastikas? The only way anything could be involving swastikas, I think, because of George Soros. Don't get the connection? George Soros worked for Hitler. Check it out. He was Hitler's accountant or something. So, and from what I've learned about the swastika, it wasn't it wasn't a bad symbol until Hitler and the Nazis started using it. Don't know how true it is. That's just something I heard on a video somewhere talking about it. But yeah, I don't get what swastikas have to do with this unless George Soros is involved in all this stuff. So many things that Doge is coming up with is linked to Soros. And thanks to Tommy Sotomayor, a big shout out to him. Salute, whatever you want to call it. He started talking about these Hitler documentaries that started saying Hitler wasn't dead. And I watched 3 of them. Yeah, it could be possible the Nazis are still working. I'm not saying that Hitler's alive. He may have lived longer than we think. If you go look up what actually happened. But yeah, Soros is said to have worked for Hitler as an accountant. Go look it up. But yeah, let's continue.
their kids, and ultimately Diddy. It could and Diddy.
Yes, Diddy.
And it could also involve a judge.
Yes, because Kim is really upset about this new song that Kanye dropped over the weekend. It's called Lonely Roads Still Go to Sunshine. It features Northwest rapping. It also features Diddy's son, King Combs. And you also hear Diddy himself on that, which is the main reason Kim wanted to stop this song from coming out. We've got a bunch of details about what went down, the battle behind the scenes. But first,
you put your kids on a song with Diddy, knowing all the shit he's done. And Kanye West knows. Why was his mother taken care of? To shut him up, allegedly. My home attendant, my aide, would not have acted the way I heard those stupid nurses acting while Kanye West's mother was dying. They acted like they were Joe Schmo and didn't know what to do. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Seeking attention, making sure they're known to be upset and they didn't have any part of this. Well, while you're doing that, making sure you had no part of it, the woman's lying there dying. But yeah, Kanye West is a sick fuck. Why would you have your kid on a song with Diddy? And then Diddy's son? You don't think Diddy's sons have been involved in any of this stuff? It stands to reason they were involved. Maybe not as deep as he is, but deep enough. Why would Kanye allow this? Kanye also said they were trying to kidnap his kids to get him under control. So why would he do this? Just to get back at Kim? If you hate your ex wife more than you care about protecting your kids, you've got something wrong with you.
Here is a little bit of the song.
That meant so much, you know what I'm saying, that you reached out to them and took the money and went while I'm in there. Man, I appreciate you. Word up, man. Yeah, absolutely. I love you so much, man.
When you see me shining, then you see the light, the light. Everything they wrote, it ain't even right, even right, even right, even right. Okay, good night, okay, good night.
Okay, so here's the backdrop to this. So Kim, I just think we should put this out there. She has always tried to get Kanye and their kids to have a relationship. He has not really been around the kids that much. He chooses not to do that. But you know, when he does, she's always been accommodating, except for this situation, because of what Charles just said. She's afraid this creates danger for the kid
It
to,
does.
you know, be part of this where
While
Diddy's
Diddy's
involved.
in the middle of
Even though I don't think they were all in the same room when this happened, you know, we've seen where people can do stuff over the phone. It can be tweaked and it can be put onto something. Okay. Which is fine. He didn't put his kids in front of Diddy or Diddy's son, his one kid, North. But still, why have your daughter associated with Diddy at all? At all. All these things about assholes getting ripped open in emergency rooms, visits, and whatever. This happened to Kris Kardashian when it was going around that they either had that her and OJ had sex in a hot tub or he raped her. Whatever was being said, she had to be taken to the emergency room. And OJ had just left her in the bathtub and laughed about it later. This is how sick these fucks are. Now, why did Kim Kardashian make that Ray J tape? Supposedly her mother told her to, or her mother was going to cut her off dead. Why was that used at a concert to get Kanye? To make him pissed. It's all connected. So why would you want to put your kids into that? Uh, it seems like it's a thing for all these people involved in this stuff to put their kids in it. Look at allegedly Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Why was a 17-year-old guy allowed in the house, in the room, in the bed with their daughter and nothing was going on? And it that might be the same guy who wound up screwing Jada. Jada had her daughter writing letters to Tupac. So it looks like Kim Kardashian may not be willing to sacrifice her kids. So why isn't Kanye on the same playing field with that, saying, yeah, we don't want the kids near him? And then he said in the song, I love you, man. The same man who you said was involved with trying to kidnap your daughter to shut you up. Something's not making sense. And if he really has no interest in being in his kids' lives other than to make the kids with Kim Kardashian in some way, shape, or form, Why is he doing this now? Does he really not care about his kids and wants more than what he has? So he's trying to get them involved? I'm just asking because this makes no sense. I would not want my son, okay? My son is going to be 33 years old. I would not want him near P. Diddy, Kanye West, or Ye, whatever he's called now, Jay Z, Beyonce, and all those others. Even though his dream when he was younger that he actually worked towards was being a rapper himself, I would not want him involved with them. I would not want him to sit there and have to make a choice of stories I've heard, like sacrificing kids, graping others, graping men, graping women, probably even graping animals. Who knows? But I would never have wanted my son to go through that stuff. Never. So why would Kanye allow this for North? And on the same record, tell P. Diddy, I love you, man? And how, if he doesn't see his kids, has seems to have no interest in seeing his kids, how did he get in contact with North in order to get this clip from her? I don't know. It all seems screwy. I just think you should keep kids away from all of this stuff. Yeah, Kim Kardashian paid for her daughter to be in The Lion King. It was cute. I'm not saying it was the greatest. I'm not saying the kid's got a crap load of talent. I'm not saying none of that. It was cute. It was cute. To me, it was kind of like a school play thing. It was not at school, but it was just a cute little thing. And if the Kardashians have that much money, they want to just throw it away like that to make the kid happy, and no one was hurt, nothing like that, go ahead, let them keep doing it. But what's this?
Of this,
And the
indictment and all the lawsuits.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Kanye recorded this. Kim found out, and Kanye said he was going to drop it. And Kim said, "I do not want you to do that." They had a dispute under the
When you say drop it, that he was going to put out the song.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. That's what the kids.
Sorry, I know.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't understand that, and words have been twisted. Drop it could also mean like someone getting whacked. I always thought someone getting whacked was like whacked upside the head, hit upside the head. No, it also means off them, unalive them. So yeah, dropping it means releasing it.
Oh, you're so street. He's so street. I didn't understand.
So the here's the deal.
When lawyers
they-
try to be street. Anyway,
they
Can Harvey Levin get through this now?
have an agreement in their divorce that if there's a dispute over decisions for the children, this has to do with their joint legal custody, they'll go to a mediator. And there was a mediation on Friday where they went back and forth on it, and Kanye ultimately agreed, okay, I won't release the song.
we should say Kanye was not actually there
His
at
lawyer
this
was.
meeting. His lawyer was.
So they made a decision that he wouldn't. Well, he did on Sunday, yesterday. He released the song.
Douche.
Kim is really upset.
Yeah, she is upset for the reason she said, that to put North on this track.
He did that. I think he's doing like we've seen a lot of women do. hurting the kid to get to the father. Well, now he might be putting North in harm's way to get back at Kim. How many women has he been with since Kim? Look an awful lot like Kim. And he has them in embarrassing situations, I think. Walking around naked, doing this, doing that. He's not looking for love, he's looking for ways to stick it to Kim. Now, I'm not saying Kim's an angel, but I do think she's on the right track of protecting North as much as she can. I think Kanye did this for spite because she fought so hard and said, I don't want it. He wasn't even at the mediation. So I don't like this.
Track that is clearly going to attract a lot of attention for the fact that you are hearing what sounds like a jailhouse conversation between phone conversation between Kanye and Diddy at a time when this is just a perilous time for Diddy, obviously, and people are throwing all sorts of allegations, and now North is featured on a song with Diddy.
She has every right to be upset. The way Kanye is behaving so erratically is just beyond the pale. There are close calls that parents have. Maybe you get a mediator, talk about what extent you want the child to have social media, what school you want them to go to. To be around a guy in a Nazi sweatshirt, dropping a track with an accused sex trafficker is beyond the pale stuff. And she would win in front of any judge, let alone a mediator. And she really has a duty now at this point as a parent to intervene. I mean, Kanye is just off the reservation in terms of his behavior. And I know he's her father.
There's only one way of intervening, and that would be to go back to court and ask a judge to strip Kanye of joint legal custody because of this. And I think,
Okay, I'd like to know how would that work? Because considering he doesn't want to really see the kids and he used one of them in a song with all the evidence out there, a pedophile. And I'm just going by what I've seen. That is, in a sense, even though she wasn't in front of him, that is putting him in harm's way. You put out the song. What if he gets off? Just what if? I don't think he would. I don't think he should. But what if he does? CNN destroyed the original tape. CNN is so close with the political bodies, the government, and whatever. Could he be trying to sacrifice North, not only to get back at Kim, but getting good with the powers that control the industry and Diddy and all this other stuff? And stripping him of all his legal parental rights. Okay, doing that? How'd he get this in the first place? North, from what I've seen, has a little attitude. She thinks and knows who the hell she is and will do what she wants. So if she wants to talk to her father, she's going to find a way to do it. And if he's promising her these big dreams and whatever, she may disobey her mother and keep going in this direction. Look at that 17-year-old with R. Kelly, which R. Kelly is a whole different situation. But that little bitch wanted to stay with him. She was willing to give up what she had to in order to be in the spotlight. Money, clothes, weaves, wigs, nails, jewelry, all this other stuff. We've seen it. And she found a way to keep staying there until the money ran out. I don't want to hear no bullshit. She was abused. Well, R. Kelly was gone for so long. Why did she stay there? The money was good. When they were getting kicked out of the hotel, tower, building, whatever it was, that's when she started opening her mouth. Because she wasn't going to be in the lifestyle she had grown accustomed to. That little girl in the R. Kelly video, that 12-year-old, I think what I heard on the documentaries and stuff was right. He said, well, I'll buy you an iPod or something. And she said, okay, and just did it. Now, I'm not blaming her for anything other than not understanding the whole thing. And a 12-year-old should not understand that whole thing. But could it be the same thing here? North is spoiled and wants what she wants. So if she does, I don't know how separating her from Kanye is going to work, because if she wants to go near him, she's going to get to him. Especially nowadays with cell phones and everything else, she's going to do it. So I don't know if this would work.
When you look at what Kanye posted last night, I mean, he's declaring war. He is saying, test me.
The man makes the final decision.
Kind of says it all.
I think Kim is always, because we've been at this place before where they disagree about things, and it seems like Kim has always deferred to wanting Kanye to be able to maintain a good relationship with the kids when he wants to see them.
Right.
And so she maybe doesn't want to inflame things by
That's the word.
Going to court.
No. That's the word. What I'm hearing is she's just afraid that when you set Kanye off, it's dynamite blowing up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what it is.
By the way, he posted when this weekend, before he posted.
But if he's that sick, let the dynamite blow up in his face and take him out along with it. And I don't want to hear anyone in the sector of YouTube I'm in. Well, there she goes again. She's racist. No, fuck you, motherfuckers. Fuck black women. Fuck white women. Fuck black guys. Fuck white guys. Fuck them all. Kids are what count. You gotta protect the kids. And with what he's doing, North is nothing but a commodity to be bought, sold, traded, or whatever. It's not right. What does he want? North to be like Blue Ivy? Look at all the shit surrounding that kid. Jay-Z and Beyonce may not be the biological parents. It might be a bodyguard that's her father. It might be somebody else. It might be this. It might. Why would you want North involved in all that shit? And Kim Kardashian should calm her ass down too. Because she was a grown woman given to a 15-year-old Justin Bieber to keep his mouth shut. We've seen it. It's out there. So, who would Kanye West give North to if there was something he wanted? And again, these are just my opinions, my feelings, my wonderings, my machinations. This is just me talking and trying to find out. But I definitely don't like this. You gotta protect the kids.
The song or maybe it was after, but he posted what he says are text messages between himself and Kim, and it's clear if they're accurate that she's upset that he is going forward with this. He's saying things like, "I'm never speaking to you again."
Well, he says something else. He says basically,
you're going to have
to kill me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how much more, incendiary can you get than that?
Yeah.
So he wants to use his kid however he wants. Don't use your kid, motherfucker. North is a fucking blessing. Do you know how many people out there wanted more kids and couldn't have them? Do you know how many people wanted a kid at all and couldn't have them? Good, decent people. And you motherfucker, you're doing this shit?
Hey guys, Ashley here from Arizona. Listen, as a mom myself, I can totally relate to Kim's feelings, her perspective on not wanting North associated with this at all. And I did actually listen to the song. It's painting Diddy in a not bad light. So it almost comes off like as an optimistic vibe going on to it. So I cannot understand why she does not want her daughter involved with this, and the fact that Kanye is fighting with her on that.
What if, because they sound like jailhouse recordings, jailhouse conversations. What if P. Diddy got to Kanye and said, if you help me with using North, I'll put you back on top. You will have the respect, and it'll be a great way to rub it in Kim Kardashian's face and all this other shit. And he's like, go for it. Let's put the girl on. Or are they going to try to give North to P. Diddy's son King? Because King might be taking over where his father left off. I don't know. I'm just asking. And I could be stretching it, but there's a kid involved. And if you think about it, there are other kids involved. All the Kardashian kids. Whether it's Kim and Kanye's, whether it's Kylie Jenner's, whether whoever. They could all wind up getting involved. And the Kardashians do still have some sort of power. Maybe someone's trying to knock them down a notch. Who knows? But just protect the kids.
Is I would be scared. And I really think that, he needs to consider like the serious repercussions of maybe potentially never seeing his kids again. And, but I am kind of curious.
Well, if he doesn't really see them now, and that's by his choice, the only thing I could figure, if she does that, he's gonna be pissed that his rights were taken away. Okay? Not that his rights were taken away. Oh my God, I'm never going to see my kids again. No, how dare you do this because I'm the man. You saw what he tweeted. It's like in the sector of YouTube I'm in, this one woman and this one guy got together. The guy is very much like that. I'm the man. You don't tell me what to do. I tell you what to do. Didn't I try to support you? Didn't I invest in your business? He didn't do anything like that, but he's still trying to be the man in their broken relationship. He wants to be able to say whatever the fuck he wants, and she needs to shut up until spoken to. And what she mainly has to do is big him up in his eyes. He's a douchebag. But this guy sounds a lot like Kanye. He's the man. It's all about him being a man. The woman has to be completely submissive. Like those things where the cavemen supposedly dragged the women around by their hair and carried a club to knock them out when they didn't want to be bedded down or whatever. The kids have to be protected completely.
Curious to know like what he's holding out on as far as like this we'll both go down together situation, but we know that he deals with like mental health, so could it be connected to that?
I think everything is connected to that. I mean, I don't know how you take that calculus away from everything he's doing. It's all connected to that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on.
Yes, to Drake's legal battle. Is legal.
Oh my God, there's a guy on YouTube named Damn D. His channel's name is Damn D POV. He talks about this a lot. He talks about DJ Academics. DJ Academics is wow. And not a good wow. It's just wow. So go check out Damn D POV.
Legal battle over the song "Not Like Us." You know that he has sued his own record label, UMG, Universal Music Group,
which is also Kendrick's label,
Kendrick Lamar's label. But he's suing them over the song "Not Like Us," saying that it's defamation.
Defamation, calling him a pedophile. I have a question for Drake. How young is too young? How far is too far? Is there an age Drake would not touch? And let's get this straight. A lot of people use the word pedophile for even people who do things to 14, 15, 16, and 17-year-olds. No, pedophilia is specifically prepubescent. So is Drake going for the prepubescent? And a lot of people might say, well, what does that matter? In some cases, it can make a lot of difference. In some states, the laws are even 14-year-olds can consent to sex. I think it's stupid, but in the world we live in nowadays, I've seen 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds acting like thoughts and actually getting guys. And no, not just black, all races, all colors. There was just something I saw on Facebook where a girl, I think they said she was 14. She met a guy online, and after she went to see him, they found her body dismembered, which means cut up. 14-year-olds are doing whatever they want. They shouldn't, but they want. They're doing it. I'm grown. I've had sex. Having sex doesn't mean you're grown. 6-year-olds have been raped. They're not grown. So even if you consent to sex and you're 14, 15, 16, you have to think of it like that. You are not mature enough to be having sex. But it's mostly guys, but women too, they like them younger. And a lot of women will say, oh no, oh no, oh no. Go look online. Go look on YouTube. A woman named Moonlight, a woman named Sister T, a woman named Regina, Queen Regina, now the Checkmate, the ultimate showgirl. Check out a woman named the Goat 504, and check out a woman named True Essence. All these over the hill women want Kwame Brown, an ex NBA basketball player. He was the number one draft pick at one time. They have all said they loved him, but now they're all trying to get something out of him. And whatever it is they want, they're not getting. So they're going off on him. And I'm not saying he's completely innocent. He should have nipped shit in the bud when it was starting, but he didn't. All these women, yes, I say, are over the hill. The youngest one is 53, 54. And if that bitch is still getting a period, she could be looking to get knocked up by him. So for 18 years, she'll get a paycheck off of him. Okay, another woman. Okay, that woman that I was just saying might want to get a paycheck off him. She is True Essence. True Pac, same thing. Moonlight. Oh, I got a 19-year-old poom poom. The bitch actually showed it live on YouTube and pulled out her boob. And she was also so concerned with this guy, Kwame Brown, screwing a white stripper to where she was screaming, I know I fuck better than JJ. I know I suck dick better than JJ. They're willing to put themselves out there and make themselves look at like pigs. Queen Regina, she said, oh, I was trying to educate young women. Yeah, educate them on how to give a blowjob to a 15-inch dick. All these older women want younger guys. And when guys want younger women, they get offended and go off on them. But I said all that to show it goes both ways. Men and women want them younger. But my question to Drake is, how young is too young? If it's put in a song, there's obviously evidence out there to support that shit. Remember, R. Kelly used to stake out high schools and go for the youngest ones he could get. So, Drake, how young is too young?
You know I'm not a pedophile. Why would you put this song out? Well, UMG has now answered, and they're basically calling him out for being
Hypocritical.
That he was fine with it when he was hurling accusations at Kendrick
and serious accusations,
There you
calling
go.
him a domestic violence
abuser.
Yeah.
Saying
That's like this stuff with this bitch True Essence. She does whatever she wants. She's great. She's wonderful, this and that. Anyone does anything she doesn't like. They're jealous. They're haters. They're lame. They're this. They're that. It's all crazy.
his kid is not really his, and that his business partner is the father of one of his kids. So here's what Universal said they're asking the judge to throw this lawsuit out. They're saying, after losing the rap battle.
So can you stop? That's
your
a
own label
huge statement from his own
label
label.
starts out with
That's such a big statement.
After losing the rap battle, Drake claimed
Rap battle. So, what people have been saying over the years is true. They want this to go on. I remember in the 80s, they were talking about this rivalry between Debbie Gibson and Tiffany, two singers from the 80s, teenagers. They didn't know each other, but yet they were trying to say there were rivalries, there was this and that and this. They didn't know each other. So, yeah, I think like a lot of people talk about clickbait titles on YouTube and whatever, that gets you interested. And now where's the follow up? So here Drake was allowed to say whatever he wanted to in his songs, but now he wants somebody else to shut up because he's talking about him. Well, Drake, if you weren't doing anything, there wouldn't be anything to sing about, rap about, whatever it is. Do you like him young? Apparently you do. How young is too young?
That not like us is defamatory. And they say it is not. Drake has been pleased to use UMG's platform to promote tracks leveling
Yep.
similarly incendiary attacks at Lamar.
Yep.
But and they're basically saying you can't have your cake and eat it too.
You can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean,
it's fine for us to do it when you have things to say about another artist.
they're calling him a sore loser.
This is the consensus on the internet. Everybody thinks that Kendrick won the battle. You know, he did the pop out, he did the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks he has the victory lap, and you know, UMG is really echoing what the people think.
The question to me is, how does Drake and UMG work together when he's suing them this way, and that they?
I think because of contracts, and I think it's quite possible this is also building up the songs, which makes the music company money. So that should answer the question, how can they work together? Money and power are still going on. That's what I think.
UMG has basically come out and say, you're a whiny little bitch.
Yep.
That is exactly what they're saying.
They really don't.
Just said that,
Drake
just
just been releasing a lot of projects lately, and you know, like it's probably time to move on. You know, he's probably due for a new contract pretty soon, and he'll probably.
This guy that's talking right now, him, he reminds me of an actor on a Tyler Perry show called Sisters. And if you've watched that show, he looks like the douchebag who Sabrina just dumped. And he is a douchebag. He's only worried about himself. Fuck her and what she wants. And, you know, you're doing all this shit to her. But yeah, just wanted to say that. He reminds me of Rich from Rich Fuel Rich. He owns some kind of juice bar. Yeah.
That Kendrick won the battle. You know, he did the pop out, he did the Super Bowl. Everybody thinks he has the victory lap, and you know, UMG is really echoing what the people think.
The question to me is, how does Drake and UMG work together when he's suing them this way, and that they, UMG, has basically come out and say, you're a whiny little bitch. That is exactly what they're saying.
They really don't.
Yep.
You know, Drake just been releasing a lot of projects lately, and you know, like it's probably time to move on. You know, he's probably due for a new contract pretty soon, and you know, he'll probably take his talents elsewhere.
He may, but I don't know how many albums he owes UMG.
Left,
but this is going to be a rocky road for both of them.
I just, the fact that the label makes the point several times in the documents, and there are almost 100.
Yeah, but all this stuff, this controversy, is going to make people tune in. Everybody's going to make more money off of this and wind up getting more power. So, honestly, to me, it seems like a win-win situation. Drake may not like what's being said about him, but he's not giving money back. He's not giving back the money for his contracts. He's not giving back the money for his songs to just say, look, I've had it. I'm done with this. No. And he's going to continue to make diss tracks and whatever. So he's going to be winning even though he thinks he's losing. It's win 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 when you get money and power.
Pages, but several times they refer to him losing, calling Drake the loser of this battle. Sometimes they put it on other commentators, but they basically just say, you lost, stop with the sour grapes.
So my name is Torshia from South Florida. So there will be a blemish on Drake's star for some time to come. And not because he lost this rap battle, but how he has handled the loss and his reaction. This battle was a two-way street in which both artists actively took part. We, the audience, loved it. But then when things didn't go his way, he had a huge blunder in filing suit. So at this point, UMG is just saying whatever.
Yeah, hey, look at my ring. I'm rich. I got this ring. I got these cars. I've got money. I've got this. You're a fool. I don't understand why that's what's most important to people. I got this. I got that. Well, if we're nuked ever, that ring ain't gonna do a goddamn thing for Drake. Not his cars or any of his money. It's not gonna make a difference.
Everybody's been thinking, and in this case, they did their job, and Drake is just being a salty loser.
I mean, they have the best defense. We put out his songs too. We put out Drake's songs, and when he was taking shots at Kendrick, so
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
weirdest lawsuit.
Well, no, the whole thing. It's so obvious. I mean, the whole thing is just so obvious. Drake lost to then go after.
Drake is acting like a lot of women in the sector of YouTube I'm in. I can say whatever I want, but you better shut up. You know why? Because it's weird. It's just so weird. It's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird. Yeah, for those who are in the section I'm in on YouTube, they'll understand what that means. But yeah, you reap the benefits from your fuck shit. Fuck shit's gonna come back to you. It's karma.
After Kendrick, when you did the same thing to Kendrick that he's doing to you, and you fought back and forth 9 times. I mean, I don't understand why he thought this was a good idea.
Ask a question. Would you be surprised if the judge looked this over and just said, forget this whole thing?
Judge is going to say,
like all the lawsuits brought by Queen Regina, Checkmate Ultimate Showgirl, that she keeps bringing up against everybody. She's brought one against a guy named Mr. Skinny. She's brought one against a woman named Sister T. She just brought Kwame Brown to court for equal rights in the workplace violations or whatever. The bitch is on Social Security, SSI, whatever. She can't do shit with money without reporting it. So if this was a job, you know damn well she got paid in any way, shape, or form. She didn't report it. She didn't go to pay taxes on it. And she still got her disability and whatever without reporting it. But she's going to continue to go to court. I think she even took a guy named Armando Black to court. This is crazy. It's just making her look like a fool. And honestly, I kind of look at Drake like a fool now. You did the same shit and you expected him to stay quiet? So now you're using money and power to try to shut him up. The weapons you use can come back and hurt you.
my ruling, you're a whiny little bitch.
Yep.
Okay, the judge is not going to do that. Thanks for your weighing in with your legal mind.
Okay, we're going to take a break.
When we come back, WNBA star Cameron Brink has an issue with practice. Practice? Why does she have a problem with practice? Because the LA Sparks want to bring in some guys for them to scrimmage against. And she's a little concerned, with good reason,
I don't
for
like
the guys who want to get on court with her.
I don't like this. Look at that one girl. The guy won, but she suffered a little brain damage, a little. No. Guys have to tone down their physical attributes when playing with women, and women feel like, fuck you, I'll punch you in the balls. It just doesn't work, especially women who are extremely competitive. They want equality, but a woman cannot be equal to a man in every situation. In every instance, they're not equal. Could they both do the same job depending on the job? Yes. Um, who? I'm trying to think of someone that might be relevant that people know of today. Because all I'm thinking of is Twiggy and Callista Flockhart. I don't know. You take a small, skinny little bitch, male or female, they cannot be a fireman and carry a 200-pound muscle builder out of a burning building. But women will bitch, well, just give me a chance. Give you a chance, and it can take someone's life just so your rights are enforced. And I don't like that shit. And when you're in the middle of gameplay, your adrenaline's rushing, you're having fun. Guys may get a little more rough with women than they intend to be, than they intend to. And the women can really get hurt, and the men are gonna get in trouble. No, keep the sports separate. And the women of the WNBA need to keep their fucking yaps shut. I don't want to hear that the majority of them are black and you can't tell a black woman what to do. Fuck you. In essence, it's like they're on welfare. They don't bring in the numbers the guys do. So whatever's made from the guys goes to them to supplement poor ticket sales, poor memorabilia sales, poor this, poor that. But yet the WNBA thinks they're all that. No. If you're being subsidized by the male basketball players, no matter how good you are, nobody wants you. And just shoving you down their throats is not going to help. So shut the fuck up. Stop acting like you're just as good as guys, because you're not. That's why you're on a woman's team. Women, for the most part, are weaker than men. It's biological. They say follow the science. Follow the science. It's just crazy.
You'll explain when we come back.
And I didn't hear anything about Taylor Swift, so I don't know why she's on the thumbnail, unless TMZ did clickbait, which they don't have to do. It's honestly not something they should do. They're TMZ. We all know what TMZ is about.
WNBA star Cameron Brink is looking for a few good men, gay men, preferably.
Why?
Not what you think.
Does she think gay men are weaker than heterosexual men? She's another dummy bitch. Even if the men are acting feminine, biologically they are still men. I don't want to hear shit about the LGBTQ community who really does want to get pedophilia letters added to that shit, sick motherfuckers. I don't want to hear that. Biologically, they are still men. And they still have a lot of the attributes that a man has. And I'm not talking about a penis, I'm talking about sheer strength. This dopey bitch, just because she's really tall and a basketball player, don't mean shit. Oh, she wants a little gay feminine guy to come at her. It doesn't matter. Stupid.
To
Not what you
practice.
think.
For practice.
I don't
So
care.
this is you're about to hear. This
Practice
is
or not.
Cameron on
She can get hurt during practice. Get the fuck out of here.
her podcast talking about a call out that the LA Sparks did, looking for male basketball players to come in, and they would essentially be they're putting together a practice
They
squad.
practice with it's a practice squad against a practice squad.
Right.
The guys cannot do their job. They can't. What if they go to grab a ball and they grab a boob? Now, I think a lot of those guys would just go for the boob anyway. But then the bitch is going to scream sexual harassment. This is no good.
Right. They want the Sparks to go up against men in practice.
So we should just like lay this out up front. She's just beautiful. And
she does a lot of modeling.
She does a lot
Yes,
of modeling. A lot of guys are really into her.
Yes.
And apparently it's created some problems with certain players on the court.
Exactly. So after they put out that call out, Cameron.
What, the ugly bitches? I've seen so many, like I told you about this Queen Regina, and it looks like True Essence is the same way, and all the others I mentioned are the same way. They go after the women who are younger or prettier or get more of the guy's attention, even if it's just talking about current events. It all boils down to jealousy. Not every WNBA player can be a model that guys are interested in. Some of them are really disgusting looking. And then you add in the racism factor. Why is Caitlin Clark going through so much bullshit? Because she's white and better than the black women on her team. And the black women are calling racism, picking on her, and all this other shit. Just because somebody is better than you at something you're really good at, don't just throw racism on it, because that's a fucking crutch. The race card should be called the pity card. Caitlyn is just better at the shit than they are. Not that they're not good. She's better, but they want to tear her down. It's out there. It's been seen. Go look it up. And I'm sick and tired of people saying black people can't be racist towards white people because of power. Really? How many black women on the NBA have gone after Caitlin Clark? Actually have physically hurt her, messed her up during a game, don't even give a fuck about the game, just mess her up. Because they're not getting the same accolades as she is? That's why things should go back to the merit system. In elementary school, I was pushed through. I got nothing but U's and F's. I was always sat in the back of the classroom. I couldn't see the chalkboard from there. It wasn't until junior high school anybody found out I actually had a brain and I was smart and I knew things. The only time My grades in elementary school picked up was in the sixth grade when they moved me from the back of the classroom to the middle of the classroom. They went up a little bit because I was able to see the chalkboard. I was able to see what was being done. But that was it. In elementary school, I didn't deserve any academic accolades or whatever. Other kids were actually able to do the work and get it. They deserve it. But you take bitches in the WNBA, let a white woman be better than them, and that's racist. Like this whole thing with that track runner who hit the other girl in the back of the head. They're both black, but the perpetrator is playing victim and using that fucking race card because people are trolling her on social media. Trolls on social media exist. You don't even have to do anything. She did something. Now she's got to pay for it. Why did you do that? Because that girl was getting the better of you? So she had to try to take her out. And the school officials didn't even reach out to see if that girl was okay. But the perpetrator is going, "Ooh, ooh, 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 what about my anxiety?" What if that hit when that girl fell down? She hit her head on something else and died. It was an accident. I shouldn't get in trouble for that. Why'd you hit her in the first place? If you didn't hit her, she wouldn't have fallen down. That's direct. That's a direct connection. Why do you take out people that you feel are better than you? That's the way the world works, and suffer the consequences.
Cameron started noticing some of the responses online, and this is her concern about upcoming practices.
Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Back to the video.
I'm really icked out by the potential new practice players.
Wait, what's? I haven't seen the post. Can you give me an example?
It's basically just like a flyer. It's like me, Dearica, Rukia, and Kelsey.
Uh-huh.
And it's like male practice players wanted.
Yeah.
And usually we use like USC college guys that also like do it for the women's team at USC.
Okay.
And all the comments are like let Cameron Brink back me down, like or something about Rukia or something about Kelsey. And now I'm just like, first of all, we need to heavily vet these men.
Oh, truly. Background
Preferably
checks
they're
for
gay.
Sure.
Who are we trusting coming into this gym?
Yeah.
I'm not boxing anyone out. That Lynn, our new coach, is going to be screaming at me for not rebounding. I'm like, I'm not boxing out anyone.
This treats all men like they're sex crazed maniacs who can't even put sex aside for like 10 minutes to play basketball.
Some guys can't, and the same with some women. Women are handsy and grabsy. You know, I've seen women grab a man's boob when he's standing there in like shorts and whatever because it's some bodybuilding thing, or grab their butts. But when men do that to women just out of the blue, it's sexual assault. Well, keep your hands to yourself, bitches. You know, there was one guy who was some kind of a star. He might have been a rapper, I don't remember, but he was sitting in his car. And this woman walked up to the window and said she wanted to take a picture. And she was very demanding. Like he didn't have a fucking choice. So he's like, okay. And she opened his door. Now, I'm sure a lot of people will say, well, why was she able to open the door? Either he left it unlocked or she put her hand in the window and did it. So she got part way into where he was sitting behind the steering wheel, hugging all over him, taking pictures, and on the way out, she grabbed his dick. Now, a lot of people would laugh at that, but that is a sexual assault. If he had accidentally brushed up against her boob with all the shit she was doing, she would have been able to sue him and get a payout. Women have to learn how to keep their hands to themselves too, because what if touching him, that guy hauled off and punched her right in the goddamn face? There was somebody in the car with him who filmed the whole thing. There were even people calling him gay. Because what? You didn't like that? Who wants a stranger putting their hands on you? It is unbelievable what women get away with. It's honestly incredible.
Agree with you, Mike, that no, not all men are, but she is reading the responses that are coming up online.
Yeah, but those aren't from the players.
I get it, but she doesn't know that.
Well, she does know that. She knows they're not from the players.
Yeah, Charles, they're not going to pluck the creeps from X to go and play against Cameron Brink. There's going to be a tryout.
What if that creep from X has a jump shot and he goes down for a tryout?
My God.
No matter how much vetting you do for any situation, things can turn on a dime. You can vet somebody, vet somebody, vet somebody. You may have just gotten someone who wasn't caught doing the shit they were doing. So the vetting wouldn't help. And according to this, it's gone on before with guys from colleges. I get it, that's a learning experience for them, learning the game from professional players, because the WNBA, they are professional players. But I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't.
God. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. I just kept wondering, am I supposed to be offended that she's saying only gay guys should apply? I guess
Well, it's
not.
not saying
No,
gay,
but
she's not saying
I'm jealous of
gay
you,
guys
Harv.
who can play basketball. She's not saying gay guys can't play basketball. She's
No,
saying
I
they
know.
wouldn't be interested in her the same way.
I mean,
You know what we
I
do,
would.
Charles? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to send in Harvey almost scoring on Shaquille O'Neal.
Gay people are handsy too. From what I've seen, more so. Whether it's a gay woman or a gay man, they are very, very handsy. And they tend to take liberties. I'm telling you, there are some people who are like normal in the LGBTQ community. They just want to live their life how they want to live it. They don't want to start trouble. They don't want to this. They don't want to that. And then you have people who try to force that shit down your throat. There is a woman on YouTube named Arabia Barbosa. She thinks almost every woman in this sector of YouTube we're in is on the down low. Why? Because she wants it that way. She wants a girlfriend and she's unable to get one. And trust me, if you've dealt with this woman, you'd understand why. It's not a joke. It's not funny. You would just understand why. And she gets very clingy to women on YouTube. There was a woman she got so clingy with, the woman had to literally block her. And she went off on the woman. The woman was a piece of shit. The woman had gone through shit with a catfisher who turned out to be a child rapist. She didn't know this when she was first with him. But Arabia Barbosa and a lot of people have thrown this in this woman's face. And then will still claim that particular woman is actually a lesbian. Telling you the internet brings out all the crazies, but gay people, in my opinion, are more grabby than heterosexual. And when you tell them to stop, they act like it's a big goddamn joke. There's a lot more mental shit going on in the LGBTQ community than just thinking you're something you're not.
Yes,
and we're going to get Harvey in the practice.
Send in this video. Send in this video. Cameron Brink.
No, you're showing the wrong
this
thing.
guy to...
That's not the shot you want to see. I almost made a basket against him. Why are we showing that?
Because we're trying to get you down there for practice.
That was a bad moment.
We're trying to get you down there for practice.
That was a bad moment. You're not showing.
You're not showing the missed shot.
Oh, I almost scored. I mean, I did.
You did almost
Cameron
score.
Brink would swat his shot out.
Look at Adam Levine's face. I almost scored a shot. I did.
Out of the air.
Hi, my name is Kamar from Atlanta, and you know what? I have to second Cameron Brink on this one. You don't want anybody creepy. You know, she has to box them out, and also the other WNBA players there. They have worked really hard to keep up their reputation. So if she wants to have just all gay men, or if she wants to have, majority of it, then I say go for it if that makes them feel more comfortable. But again, you can get some former Olympians out there too, but don't be offended. She didn't mean it like that.
But they got to be gay, is what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, totally agreeing.
Totally
co-signed. She's totally co-signed.
Oh my God.
Okay. What are
Okay.
you talking about? This is a good opportunity for gay basketball players.
So what? You're putting like a.
Oh, good God! What are we gonna have, a gay league now?
A post out saying "Gay men, please apply." I mean, this is
I know. And then if she didn't want the gay men to come down and play, then what?
Oh God, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
Yes, let's move on to Tom Cruise and what seems to be maybe possibly a new girlfriend on a day.
And again, look how much younger she looks. He married Katie Holmes. Their daughter Suri doesn't know him. So he's another douchebag son of a bitch, even though I like some of his movies, I do. They're giving him the young chicks, and then he dumps them when they get too old, like Leonardo DiCaprio. And it's not alleged, it's out there. Just like they gave Kim Kardashian to Justin Bieber to shut him up. They would have probably given him more and more women, but he just started going off the deep end and shit. So apparently Tom Cruise is not off the deep end yet. Leonardo DiCaprio, so they're going to keep giving them young, beautiful women. And that leaves the old bitches out. And I guarantee you, old bitches are going to bitch.
Armis, there have been a lot of rumors.
Ben Affleck's ex.
Ben Affleck's ex. And she has been in London quite a bit lately. And this was them over the weekend at a heliport. They got off a helicopter together. Now, I guess you could say Tom was just being nice and giving her a lift on his helicopter.
Are they doing a movie?
Please. No, actually, that's the crazy part. You would think like, oh, maybe they're not together. Maybe there's some kind of other movie in the works. But as of right now online, there's nothing linking these two. And when do we ever see Tom Cruise out like this with a woman if he's not dating her? And by the way, these photos, came out recently, but they were spotted together about a month ago as well. They went out to dinner
was,
together
around Valentine's, wasn't it?
Valentine's Day.
Oh.
So I mean, there's kind of a paper trail, and they do make sense. She's kind of giving like Katie Holmes vibes a little bit, so I could totally see them.
Ta-da! Katie Holmes. And I don't think Tom Cruise really has a type because he was married to Nicole Kidman. Nicole Kidman has never, ever looked like Katie Holmes. But again, this douchebag son of a bitch has nothing to do with his daughter, Suri.
Actually, I see that.
Which, considering all the other shit that's going on, might not be a bad thing, but you had this kid with Katie Holmes. What, because Scientology told you couldn't have contact with this kid? And but get the fuck out of Scientology. You're Tom motherfucking Cruise. You can get movies without their help.
That really? I totally see that.
And she has experience dating like other movie stars. She notoriously dated Ben Affleck for a long time.
Notorious.
I don't think it was notorious. I mean,
she famously dated Ben Affleck for a moment. So this makes sense for them to be together.
So what?
Now here's the other cynical way to look at it.
Mimi, Nicole,
and
and
try to
Katie.
run down all.
So no, three. He's been married 3 times.
There were a
right?
few people.
Married 3 times.
Yeah.
And Minnie Driver, was he married to Minnie Driver?
Don't think so.
They were together.
They were together. Yeah.
So, but 3 marriages.
Cynically, I'll just say this: he obviously has the new Mission Impossible movie coming out.
Oh, you think this is for publicity?
And
he doesn't need that.
She has a movie coming out called Ballerina. It's a John Wick spinoff.
Come on.
So
he doesn't need publicity for Mission Impossible.
Are you kidding? Tom Cruise will do everything to promote a movie. He jumps out of planes for the Olympics purely to promote
When
movies.
has he used dating to promote a movie ever? When?
I've never heard
You can't
of
think
that.
of it.
Really?
I don't think he does that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't think he does that.
All right.
Hi, my name is April. I'm from Jersey City, and Tom Cruise and Anna de Armas did
Jersey!
do movies with each other in the past, and they do seem to have a really good connection with one another. So regardless if they're working on a project or dating, they look good together. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
They do look good. He's 60 something. He's like 61 now. That's crazy.
I wonder if she had any posters of him on her wall.
He's 62. Katie Holmes had posters. Yes. Oh, you're right. Oh my God. Do you have posters of? That's the first one.
So tell me, what's your room look like in high school? I know that sounds crazy.
Posters on the wall. Okay.
It's a really creepy question. Okay, we're going to take a break.
All right, when we come back, President Trump says those pardons that President Biden made for the January 6th committee don't hold any water, and he is going after the committee members.
Yes!
What's this all about an auto pen?
Yes!
He's saying Joe Biden's pardons are not binding because he used an auto pen.
Does that hold water? We're going to find out.
I hope it don't.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Justin Timberlake made Portland kids' dream come true by joining a bike bus ride. And they always listen to Justin Timberlake.
Cry me a river when they fall. Yeah, right.
It's TMZ.
Big, bold announcement from President Trump this morning about President Biden and some of the pardons that he issued on his way out the door. In particular, he's talking about the pardons that Biden gave to the January 6th committee, as well as General Mark Milley.
To Fauci, to Hunter Biden.
Right. And he's saying that they are invalid because of an auto pen, which we've heard other presidents using this, but Trump seems to believe that if you use it on a pardon, that you have not, it renders it invalid, that you need to actually sign it yourself.
So the question, really, I mean, is number one, can the justice...
Now, if that's true, and the ruling goes in favor of Trump for this, Trump can maybe undo a whole lot more shit Biden did. Because he was signing a lot of shit while he was incognito.
Justice Department now go after, Hunter Biden, Anthony Fauci, and all the others.
Well, at least the January 6th committee, President Trump said that they are going to be under investigation now.
Right. And will Trump do it is the question. And what are the courts going to say about this?
Well, I think that President Trump may have gotten the idea to start taking a look at this auto pen thing from a group called the Oversight Project. It is
for the
part of
Heritage
Foundation.
And they're the ones that actually saw this.
Right. And they sort of called this out, that all of these match up exactly. And so joining us right now is the Oversight Project's litigator.
Yeah, and our signatures are never always 100% every time. Especially with a man that old. Maybe he couldn't hold the pen right anymore. And with auto pen, could anyone else use that auto pen with his signature? There were rumors going around that Jill Biden was signing shit. I didn't see Jill Biden's name on anything. I heard Obama was doing shit, but there's no Obama signature. So could this pen have been used even when it wasn't Biden and Biden truly didn't know everything that was going on because of his mental status? Makes you think.
Sam Dewey. Sam, welcome to TMZ Live.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So why do you say, since the intention was clearly to invoke the pardon power, why do you say that this auto pen makes it invalid?
So my first response to that is, was there an intention on all of these documents to invoke the pardon power for these specific individuals? Because
I can see Joe Biden pardoning his kid. Right off the bat, it's his kid. His elder son, Beau, died. I can understand it. Now, if this auto pen could be used by anyone, it could have been somebody else who used the auto pen to make all those pardons. Pelosi, who is directly responsible for the January 6th riot and some kind of riot, and ultimately responsible for Ashley Babbitt's death. Why the fuck did she get a pardon? Fauci. We've seen all the corrupt shit he did. He was behind COVID as well, in my opinion, and apparently I have to say that. But the elites could have taken that auto pen and just signed whatever they wanted to, right? I mean, in theory. Let's continue.
this is a core presidential power, and it's not something he can delegate. This is not go figure out whether or not to prosecute this individual, which he can delegate to the attorney general, which the attorney general delegates down to a line prosecutor. The Constitution is clear, and the Supreme Court has said over and over again, President Biden himself has to make this call. So the main question here is less about the signature, although we'll get into that, but it is, without the wet signature on many of these pardons, did President Biden actually make the call to grant that specific pardon?
You know, it's interesting you say that because
did he have the mental capacity to understand what was even going on with Hunter? Just wondering.
Because Biden issued a statement right after he invoked the pardons explaining why he did it. And those were Biden's words. So, in terms of whether Biden directed it, he issued a statement saying he did.
So, a couple of responses to that. The first is this.
He has teleprompters and all this other shit to tell him what to say. And when he deviates from it, you can see the results of it. Maybe they got him on a good day when he wasn't deviating from shit. And they told him, well, you pardoned your friends, you pardoned Hunter. Oh, I pardoned Hunter? Yeah, he doesn't have to go to prison. Oh, great. And then he went out there and said, yes, I did it. Also, saying yes, he did it is a way for him to still say he's a man. When you lose your mental capabilities and you're a man, a lot of other things are said. So, and Joe Biden was very big on, I'm president, I'm this, I'm that, and that. No, somebody else was running the country. You were just the face of it.
The statement came out of the press office. Whether or not the president reviewed that statement, we don't know. Second, it's the question of each individual pardon for each individual. The president spoke, or statement was more broad than that. And there are also questions regarding other individuals where there was no statement. We're not saying that the president may not have, in one instance, made clear his direction. What we're saying is that we can't tell and we don't know because he dispensed with the requirement of the wet signature, that we're in this weird area where did he really authorize it? Well, we know he was cognitively impaired. There's really no dispute about that at this point.
Well, but what you're saying, if you're getting into cognitive impairment, what you're saying is even if he signed it with a wet signature, you would challenge it.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Well, you kind of are saying that.
What I'm saying.
It should be said. How come if they believe someone is not in their right mind, they can't make out a last will? If they made out one will, and then another one pops up that seems really odd, and the person has had dementia bad and all this other stuff, we can say that, but we can't say, well, we can actually track back and see he's been cognitively impaired basically since the start of his presidency. That could call into question every single thing he's ever signed. We saw him signing stuff, but how do we know what he was signing was actually that stuff? And he said, I don't even know what I'm signing. So he could have just been doing a scribble, and then somebody else takes the auto pen and does what they have to do or what they wanted to do. Wow. And with the government, you never know. This could have happened.
Saying is there may be a question as to capacity to sign with a wet signature, but I'm saying as regards the auto pen, the issue is particularly salient and concerning because of the capacity issue, because of did he actually approve it? Because we know, and we've seen reporting now, that he was not involved in business, particularly in the later part of his presidency. And I think it was the Wall Street Journal who had the detailed reporting in December that effectively suggested that others were running a large aspect of the executive business.
So, Sam, you're questioning not only the signature, you're questioning his competency, you're questioning the fact that the statement that he released, it was a quote from President Biden explaining why he had issued these pardons. You're questioning even that, whether that came from him?
Oh, the routine statement that was put on the website, absolutely. I have no doubt that statements frequently went out in the president's name, that in President Biden's name, that he didn't see, particularly in the latter part of his presidency. I have no doubt. Again, there are a lot of different issues here. This is focused on the issue of the use of the auto pen raises a number of questions in and of itself, and those are amplified by the issues of the president's competency.
So to the extent you are focusing on this auto pen, I mean, I remember when Donald Trump was, after he left office, and he took all those documents to Mar-a-Lago that were classified, he said a president can declassify a document not by signing that it's declassified, just thinking it would allow a president to declassify documents. So if thinking it is enough based on what Donald Trump himself said, why isn't an auto pen good enough?
To the question of,
I don't think thinking it is good enough at all. The United States, for hundreds of years, has run on a system of signatures to give permission, to give this, to give that. So that I don't agree with. Because does that mean I can declassify whatever the fuck I want just by thinking it? Even if I was president, God forbid, I could just see me in one of them meetings. Man, fuck you! That wouldn't work. But yeah, I don't think just thinking something is the same thing. Because if you're going to do that, then why not have the auto pen just be whatever? If anyone can use it. They used to have these stampers and ink pads with someone's signature on it, and it would just be stamped. Is that the same thing like auto pen? Because there were even cases back then where these stamps were being used and not by the person who was supposed to use it. It's very interesting.
Thinking it versus signing it. There's some things where you need a signed act. There's some things where you don't. The clemency power is a non-delegable act that is specifically signed to the president and is executed by warrant, and always has been executed by warrant since the foundation of the republic, since the tradition that came over from England. You can find clemency warrants from
fair.
So it's the type of thing in the document. This is something that traditionally has always had a wet signature and always has been done that way for security reasons, for authenticity, to prevent usurpation of power, so there is no question. And that's the distinction here. The declassification does not flow in the same manner. Yeah, I would agree with you. It would be better if it was documented. And I would tell the president that. If you're going to declassify something, don't think it. You want to document it in writing because you don't want to question.
Okay. Love to talk more. We're out of time, but we really appreciate you coming on.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you again for having me.
Appreciate it. Okay, we got to take a break.
All right, when we come back, Luigi Mangione calling out the police for something they did the day he was arrested at that McDonald's. He says they pulled a dirty trick to get his DNA. We'll explain what it is and whether he's got an argument here. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Luigi Mangione says that what looked like the police being hospitable to him right after they arrested him in Altoona, Pennsylvania, was actually a dirty trick. And actually,
this has been argued more than once in more than one state, and it's been shown it's okay to do that. It has been. Just like, oh, do you want something to drink? Do you want something to eat? And then taking the utensils they used and getting DNA off of that. Or taking the can or the cup they drank off of and getting DNA off of that. So why is this motherfucker bringing it up again when it's already been shown? Yeah, they can do that. They can charm you and whatever and get you to say whatever the fuck they want. If you go and say it, it's not forcing, it's charming. There's a difference. So they were being nice to him in the McDonald's. What, to get him to open his mouth? And if he was a dumbass and did it, oh well.
actually, his lawyers are claiming an illegal one. That once they got him back to the police station, after they got him at the McDonald's, they offered him a snack and
a soda.
And a soda. And he says they weren't doing that just to be nice to him. They were doing it because they were trying to get his DNA. And
duh! Didn't I just say that? Duh! But they didn't force you to eat the shit. And if they sit there and starve you, don't give you nothing, don't give you water, and then they go to question you, it's been proven that that's wrong. Because it weakens your defenses. And you'll say anything to get your food, to get your water, to get release. Like what they did with the Central Park Five. They were underage. They denied them contact with their parents. They denied them this. They denied him that. And it seems like it was a totally different guy that did the crime. And I think it's because of that, in cases like that, you got to give them food. You've got to give them water. You got to give them something to drink, coffee, a cigarette. You've got to do it so they can feel at ease in order to do this. Now they're getting told they can't do that either. So he should just be let off scot-free and it's fine, right? Bullshit.
in these documents, they say they did obtain his DNA from the discarded food items once he was done with that snack. And that, they say, is an illegal search, which means everything.
How is that an illegal search? He threw it away. It's been already some stars. Excuse me. Sorry. Some stars threw stuff away and the paparazzi got it in the garbage, and it was deemed that if you throw it away, you give up your right to it. Did he eat, like, it looked like he was eating a hash brown? Did he eat the hash brown paper? No, he accepted the food and he threw it in the garbage and they emptied out the garbage. Once you throw it away or discard it, it's no longer yours, apparently.
Anything else afterward would be, what's the phrase?
It's called fruit of the poison tree, which basically means that if the tree itself is tainted and the tree is the search, then all of the fruit from that tree is also inadmissible evidence. Here's the problem I have with it. I have several problems with it. Number one, why do you need a snack if he was just at McDonald's? That's number one.
I mean, why did?
I mean, I don't think they forced him to eat it, and they have pictures of him eating it. So this guy is not coming out saying they forced him to eat it. They offered, he said yes, and he ate it. There is nothing wrong with that. There would be something wrong with it if they poisoned the food or laced it with something like sodium pentothal, which is considered to be truth serum. They didn't give him edibles to make him so high he just didn't know what he was talking about and came out with it. No, that's not what this is.
Why
I
did
mean, why is
Luigi?
he still hungry?
Why is he still hungry? Well, that's kind of irrelevant, but it's something that popped into my head. The more relevant stuff is
Let's get to that.
they're saying this is an illegal search. This is not a search to me.
It's not a search and it's not illegal. They offered him it. He said yes. They gave it to him. He ate it and took it of his own free will. There's nothing illegal about that. And if they didn't give him shit, the motherfucker would be turning around saying they were trying to starve a confession out of him or something. Get the fuck out of here.
This is a trick. And the cops trick people all the time.
But getting someone's DNA is not a search?
I
mean, normally you have to get a warrant for that, right?
It's not.
Yeah, but he discarded what his DNA was on. If he had said, no, I want to keep this because of my DNA, or if he had said, no, I don't want this, I don't want anything, that would be different. He was offered, he accepted, he ate it, he threw the stuff away. So, how is it illegal? Did they rip it from his hands before he was even done eating? No.
Not an illegal search. It's like you give somebody a soda and they say, we're done. At that point, they've effectively discarded it. And the cops will either throw it in the trash can or they pull the DNA and then they.
There you go.
But it's a trick.
But in order to get.
He discarded it when he was done with it. So apparently, you discard shit, you give up your rights to it. There you go.
Get someone's DNA in a case like this, normally they would have to go to a judge and get a search warrant.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, there are cases where somebody leaves a straw behind at McDonald's, and there have been a lot of cases like this. And they take the straw.
If you throw something out,
but he's saying I'm done. He's saying I'm done. I'm not going to keep the soda.
You're equating the police giving him a snack and then them taking the refuse when he's done is the same thing as if he had thrown out a straw at McDonald's and then they later go back.
Exactly.
But I think, Harvey, I think you would agree that the appropriate way to do this is to get a warrant, then they take a cheek swab. This is done all the time if they have.
Right, but he was not going to consent to that. This is another case of a dumb criminal doing something dumb and stupid. I'm not a criminal. I'm not in law enforcement. How come I know this kind of stuff? And he knows nothing? With all the crime shows out there? And a lot of those situations are taken from real events, things that have happened. They have consultants while they're filming to make sure things are accurate. So he didn't know nothing and he's trying to play this. If they let him get away with this, this is just our democratic, corrupt court system.
Probable cause to take your DNA, they'll take it that way. When they do it through trickery and subterfuge, it's different. And discarding a straw at McDonald's or a Starbucks and getting it out of the trash can is different than duping the person into drinking from the straw. You do see it, though.
If he was a dumbass to believe them, that's on him. You want something to drink or something to eat? You're hungry? He said yes. I think it's amazing they got him McDonald's. That looked like a McDonald's hash brown in a McDonald's wrapper. But they offered, you accepted. They gave you took part, and when it was over, you threw your shit away. You gave up your rights to it right then and there.
You do
Derek,
see
have
it.
you ever heard about, and I'm not saying this is right or wrong, have you ever heard about cops lying in an interrogation room, telling somebody, we have witnesses who saw you do X, Y, and Z when they don't actually, to see if they'll confess? Have you heard that?
I have definitely heard it, yes.
And it works, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's right or wrong, that evidence
Well,
gets
hold on. Well, whether it's right or wrong is the issue.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about this, that when they trick you by saying, oh, we have witnesses who saw you and they confess, those confessions generally are allowed in. Cops lie, and they're allowed to under the law. And I'm not saying it's right, but it's something they do. So if they're
The law states, which I don't think it's been changed yet, you have a baby right now, you can give it gender X. You don't have to say whether it's male or female. You misgender someone from that stupid LGBTQ community shit, you've done something wrong. So, what do they want to do? Take away everything that can help us get criminals? This guy proved he's a danger to society. And if he fucks up, he can be a danger to himself as well. So you tell him a lie, this and that, but he wasn't told a lie. So bringing this up is irrelevant anyway. They offered him food. He said, yeah, they got him food. He took the food, he ate it, and he threw stuff away. And they took the shit from the garbage can. He discarded it. It was garbage. He didn't want it anymore. He did that of his own volition.
able to trick, what's the difference?
Yeah, no, I wonder. That's the line that they're going to try to dance, right? Because there are coerced confessions, and going right up to the line and lying to extract a confession is close to that. And judges will take a close look at this. I think you're right. Probably lifting the DNA from his discarded straw is probably not going to rise to the level of discarding the evidence, because now they certainly have probable cause to get it through a cheek swab. So I don't see the reason they would do it anyway.
I find it so, I'm not sure the word ironic is appropriate, that we are talking about basically seizing food to pin the guilt on him, and his last name is Mangione.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Nothing from here.
Oh boy.
Hi, my name is Monique Lachey.
Manja.
I'm from South Carolina. For one, he was eating at McDonald's, so that should have been enough punishment. And they tricked him by giving him a snack. I agree with Harvey. They had no right to do that. They should have went to the judge and got the warrant.
What do you mean they had no right to do it? If they didn't offer him shit, they'd be in trouble for not offering him anything.
You're agreeing with Derek.
You agree with me. I know it
me.
feels wrong, yeah, but you agree with me.
Yeah, Derek and I are often
They should have
confused.
got the warrant instead of tricking him because he was eating at McDonald's. He was already under distress anyways.
What do you
McDonald's catching strays, huh? Look like a tasty hash brown. I don't know.
Do you know that McDonald's got like boycotted by a lot of people because
people were calling them snitches?
Crazy. Okay, we're gonna move on.
Yes, to ASAP Rocky making a triumphant return to a stage here in LA. Just a few weeks after his acquittal, you can see his attorney Joe Tacopina featured other clips from the courtroom featured on the screens.
This is high honor for Joe.
Yeah, and then Rocky made his entrance.
Okay, not for nothing, to me, this is really scary. You're in a helicopter, number one. Number two, you're hanging out or sitting out the side of it, singing and moving around. No. Just no.
From a helicopter-ish.
Yeah, fake helicopter.
It's a real helicopter.
There are no blades.
This was
It's up high. It's enough.
inside the SoFi Stadium. So.
It actually was just outside SoFi, Charles. So that was in the parking lot.
Oh, so they could have done a real one.
So technically, they could have done a real helicopter. You can see, I mean, it was so dark out there, but you can see it's being held up by a crane. And I don't know, everyone was hating on this morning, but I felt like this was like a really cool entrance. Like, why do you need an actual helicopter?
It is. But it's too high. It's too high.
I think it's super cool. I think it's super cool
because the whole idea of the real helicopter is, well, anyway.
You don't want to mess with that. The last thing he needs is for an accident.
That's actually true. It's probably.
I mean, the last thing they need. Plus, this is by LAX. It's a whole thing.
Right.
You do not want to do
Joe
that.
Tacopino's like, look, I work miracles. But
Yeah,
come on,
not this.
Please, Rocky.
But it's amazing. I mean, Rocky, it's like an Etch-a-Sketch. All of that scandal is gone. It is gone. And he's kind of viewed heroically in this trial because he rejected a plea bargain,
right,
and rolled the dice.
And instead, everybody is looking at ASAP Rocky and calling him a snitch.
That's right.
Right.
And a liar.
And everyone's really excited for ASAP's new album, which is coming out. He performed one of the songs that hasn't been released yet. So, I mean, there's no one hotter than him right now, except for maybe Kendrick Lamar.
And he also, this is always the trump card he has, Rihanna, who was there.
Right,
and
she was there.
Everyone was very interested in what she was wearing for the show.
And not.
She was wearing something. Yes, it was see-through, but, you know, she was wearing it.
Hi, my name's Bella. I'm from Canada. I think this is a very good way for ASAP to get back into the public eye, especially after the long legal battle he faced. And it's also a very good way for him to promote his new music.
Are you guys, how pissed off is Canada over this 51st state thing? I'm really interested.
It's mixed, honestly. There's some people that are very happy about it. And
Really?
Then some people
I don't like it because Canada's a country. It's huge. How does something that huge become the 51st state? I don't know.
In Canada?
Yeah.
Why?
I couldn't tell you. It's just we have some Trump supporters over here, but it's very mixed. It's 50-50.
Interesting.
Huh. It's really 50-50. I'm shocked at that.
Okay, no offense to her. This is not an official poll, so I don't.
But among her friends.
It feels 50-50.
Okay, we're going to take a break.
When we come back, Wendy Williams out and about in New York City. Wendy! Is she finally getting some freedom? We will tell you what went down Saturday night when she went out for dinner. The sight of Wendy Williams out and about on a Saturday night in New York City, something I haven't seen in a long time, but she was out Saturday night, was also out on Friday night, went to dinner. This is Saturday night as she's going to a little spot called Tucci.
With her niece, Alex Finney.
Yeah, so that would now be the third outing
time
they've had. You remember the
in a row.
first one ended with a phone call from the facility, the assisted living facility, where someone said that they were going to call the police and report Alex for taking Wendy without authorization.
Even though the attendant took them downstairs and put them in.
And they
put him in an
apologized. The facility did.
Well,
up and down.
And it's embarrassing to the guardianship because the guardianship the day before had said, "Oh, she's free to come and go. She can, see her family." Well, she's not free to come and go. But when they said, and she's free to be with her family, that's Alex, her niece. It would be very difficult for them to withstand the scrutiny if they said, "No, you can't go to dinner with your niece."
So it seems like they've painted themselves into a corner where if Alex wants to take Wendy out to dinner, that's going to happen now, which is really good for Wendy, but it doesn't mean that her battle with the guardianship is...
She's in court today.
Right.
And she is trying to end this guardianship. So even though it seems like, oh, maybe they're giving her a little more freedom, she is in court trying to end this thing. I don't know what happened in court because there are secret proceedings, but they were in court and she wants out.
The more and more we see this play out, like I'm thinking of the interview she did on Friday, all of these people that are talking to her, you included, Harvey, I mean, she seems okay. The interview that she did on Friday, all those women were talking about how she seemed fine. She seemed her normal self. We see her out. She's able to walk. She does have the assistance from the wheelchair if she needs it. But, I mean, it's just crazy what she's going through. I mean, this is the third time, like you said, that she's gone out in less than a week for dinner. She's acting like a normal person, and it's crazy that she's having to go through this.
Every weekend, we put polls up at the website. We want to see how you feel about things that we posted over the last week. We did it this weekend. Here are the results.
Cassie video should be played in Diddy's trial.
I say yes, even though it's, in a sense, clipped up. We can see what he did to her. We can see it. Well, there's a lot of things you got to take into context. No context could make that right. That he ran up to her in the elevator. I'm not even talking about running down the hallway. I mean, just the elevator scene. Hit her till she was on the ground and then kept kicking her. That's really all you need.
Absolutely, it shows he's abusive and controlling. No way, it has nothing to do with sex trafficking. You know where it's going, right?
Of course you do. Yeah, there you go. And it's going to be admitted. Governor Newsom should grant the Menendez brothers clemency. For sure.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I've seen the Menendez documentary. I know what went on. Maybe I don't really know the definition of clemency other than letting them out of jail. And maybe they've paid enough because even the members of Menudo went through shit. And the Menendez father had a lot to do with Menudo. Menudo is a singing group out of Puerto Rico. Usually, little kids, 11, 12, and usually by 15, they're out. And things were done to those little boys, and there were accusations against the Menendez's father, so it could be highly possible he was doing stuff to his own kids too. But if clemency means erase the records, no, I don't think that should happen because they did do it and their reasons for doing it are out there as well. Maybe they have served enough time, and with other witnesses who said certain things went on, maybe it is time for them. I just have the feeling something is being held back with that case. There's something big we're not getting, and we may never get it, but I don't know.
They're fully rehabilitated or nope. What they did is unforgivable. Wow. That is really
I
interesting.
gotta tell you, on these polls, if you were sometimes they're supporting the Menendez brothers. I don't know. Maybe it's just
this one is flip flop. I'm kind of surprised
back and forth.
that it's that way. Next, I judge people who drive a Tesla. Yep, it shows.
I think they're stupid for buying a Tesla. There are now reports people trying to drive the Teslas off the lot. The cars are falling apart. Tesla, because there's been so many problems, I don't know if the problems can be fixed because once you recall them for one thing, another thing happens. So I don't think it's a support, you buy one, it's support for Musk and Trump. Because people were buying these cars before there was Elon Musk and Trump together. But there were problems with that too. That stupid bitch Alyssa Milano. She bought a Tesla car. It blew up on the street. So, yeah, I would judge people for buying something that. I mean, there's a guy in the YouTube sector we're in. And even just saying this, I might get in trouble, but I don't care. And you should go check him out because he's very knowledgeable financially. He knows about crypto coins and all this other stuff I heard way before he said it. His name on YouTube is Biz101. He was in a video over the weekend touting his $1,600 pair of sunglasses. Yo, how many people lose sunglasses? And he paid $1,600 for a pair of sunglasses? Can they drive his car if he falls asleep? I don't know, and I'm not putting the guy down. I'm not. My God, $1,600 for sunglasses. That's like bitches out there going, I gotta have $1,000 purse. And that's not making fun of the woman I talked about in the beginning of the video. This is just women I've seen online. You don't need $1,000 purse. The purse I'm using right now cost me $10 and I love it. It's beautiful. 1,600. God, Biz. Sunglasses. Jeez. But yeah, why buy yourself this stupid card that you can see is breaking down all over the place? What are the chances you get the one card that's not going to break, never going to have something wrong with it? Which cars today are made to have something wrong with them. Because it'll make manufacturers and all this other shit more money. But no, I wouldn't judge them because it's an endorsement for Musk and Trump. That is stupid. People who think like that need to shut the fuck up and reevaluate how they're thinking, because that's really stupid.
No support for Elon Musk or ridiculous. It's not an endorsement of Musk or Trump.
I can't venture here.
I don't know either.
That's
pretty close.
That's how the country, right?
And I'd rather be married or single. I was curious about this one.
I went through a lot of shit with my marriage. I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't. Oh, financial stability. No, there is no way to have a marriage and you live like you're single. I'm not talking about sex and whatever. I mean, just there is a freedom from not being with someone. I was questioned on every little thing I bought, especially for myself and for my son, which is our son. My son is biologically my husband's. If I was spending the money on my husband, that was fine as long as it was stuff he actually liked. If it wasn't, I went through hell. If I got stuff for my son, oh, you're spoiling him. If I got stuff for myself, what do you need that for? And the main thing I was buying back then was Avon. I loved the Skin So Soft creams, the shower gel. I loved the perfumes they had. And it's not like I was getting them and they were just piling up and nothing was ever being used. Stuff was used. They were toiletries. I mean, yeah, I did buy makeup, but the makeup was always on a fantastic sale because I'm kind of cheap when I go to buy stuff. But yeah, I can actually buy myself something without worrying about, did I get him something that's just as good or better? Will he think it's just as good? Because if he thinks it's beneath, just a whole bunch of shit. And I know not all marriages are like that, but most of the marriages I've seen, even the ones that on the outside look really good, I found out things later on. I'd rather be single.
Where did this one come
I just
from?
was thinking about it, and I just wondered what people would say. I'm kind of interested in that result.
What I really want to know is what was going through your head when you sat down to write the polls, and you're like, let me just throw this one in here.
Curious.
What kind of a case are you trying to build?
I was.
I know what's going on.
No, you
There's
don't.
something going on.
I'm just
here.
thinking. We're taking a break.
All right. When we come back, finally, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce out together. We have not seen them out in public together since the Super Bowl. We will show you where they went, and something is quite different.
Okay, quite different. It can't be that the bitch is knocked up, because if she was knocked up, we'd see it. She is such a twig. If her belly bloated because of her period, we'd notice.
Well, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce back in their old haunts in New York City, going out for dinner, which we haven't seen them do since before the Super Bowl.
Difference in this one.
Really?
The choice of restaurants. Not that this is a bad choice.
Oh, boy.
I go to this restaurant.
Here comes
No. I go to this restaurant in LA. It's a really good restaurant. It's a franchise.
So since the Super Bowl, we'll get to the restaurant in a second. Since the Super Bowl, there was one other time that there were some photos of them in Park City. But now they're back in New York City, where they frequently went out to dinner. All right, Harvey, tell them where they went and why you think this restaurant is below them.
It's not below them. I go to this restaurant. It's Del Frisco's, and they have it's a chain.
Yeah,
it's a good chain.
It's a great chain.
I like it a lot. But she goes to hoity-toity places.
Yeah.
She goes to hoity-toity places. That's all I'm saying.
So
maybe this
she's
is more
coming down to Travis's level.
That's right. Not that
by
it's
the way,
bad.
look at the photo of Travis. His hair, he's growing it out, man. I don't know what's going on here.
And they also came in from the back, to your point, Harvey. They're usually like going into the front of the restaurant. We're seeing them make an entrance.
Because they wouldn't be caught dead.
Hey, this is Kimberly, and this is Ginger Snap. We're from Austin, Texas. And yeah, I'm not a fan of the new hairdo with Travis. But I have to say, Travis and Taylor, they have proved that they are the real MVPs, the most visible pair. Because even after a month off, they're back in the game like they never left. They're at the Del Frisco Double Eagle Steakhouse enjoying themselves. Good for them. I would have gone in the back too. They don't need the problems, you know?
By the way, if you want to try to shame me on this, they have ahi tacos. They have ahi tacos that are delicious. That are delicious.
The tone with which you react.
Del
Frisco.
I go.
When was the last time I went?
Well, they closed it. They closed it actually after the pandemic. What else you guys want to talk about?
Hi, this is April from Atlanta. I want to talk about Kim and Kanye. So Kanye is the typical baby daddy that feels as though I have rights to my child, so I can do whatever I want to do. And I feel like it's so unfortunate for the kids to be caught in the middle. If Kanye violated an agreement, I feel as though he needs to stick to his custody agreement. And I'm siding with Kim about that release of that song. Like, Kanye is spiraling out of control.
Well, Kim's right. The only thing is he's got a profound mental illness. So what are you going to do?
And what's the point of having court hearings when he's not going
to listen? He's not going to listen. One more.
Hey, this is Aaron from the Bronx. And I just want to talk about how Drake is that kid at the schoolyard. He's throwing rocks at you. He's poking you. He's making fun of you, calling your name.
And then somebody punches him in the nose.
And then he runs screaming and crying, just desperately trying to get you in trouble. And you're staring at this dude like, yo, but I thought So yeah, it's,
Oh,
it's a lot of that. It's a whole lot of that energy.
That
like
is such a
running
good
from yourself.
analogy. That's perfect. It's exactly right. Okay, taking a break.
All right, when we come back, Demi Lovato, roasting Demi Lovato. Well, she got a little hand from AI, but she is sharing the results, and they're pretty funny. This might be one of the most fun uses of AI that I've seen. I've seen some celebrities do this where they want AI to roast them. Demi Lovato did it. I think a lot of celebrities probably have done it, but very few share what comes up.
I never knew about this.
Yeah, well, Demi.
But this is interesting.
Demi decided to do have ChatGPT roast her. Here are the results shared by her fiance.
Is there a yogurt reference?
There is actually.
Roast Demi Lovato. Oh, you mean the artist formerly known as Confident, but now more like Confused? Demi Lovato has had more rebrands than a failing fast food chain. One minute they're punk rock, the next they're singing pop ballads, and somewhere in between they're beefing with a frozen yogurt.
Oh my God, AI is kind of funny.
Yeah, just for giggles, I decided to punch in your name. Here's what I got.
We're totally
Harvey's
out of
like
time.
if a lawyer, a paparazzo, and a high school gossiper merged into one overly smug entity.
That was really cruel. You just hurt my
How
feelings.
dare you, ChatGPT?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, that was a TMZ episode. What did you think? I hope everyone enjoys.